Well, now I got to start part 4 because I got disconnected. I don't know how that happened. So today's July 27th, 2012, and I have to start all over again, unless my computer saved the recording, and you'll hear part of it, and you'll hear part of my being cut off. So today, I guess I'm just going to be wandering again. I have to make a few phone calls to see if I can save what little I have left. But I don't have a truck to move it in. Some judge took the last truck that I had away from me in a decision they made where I sued this transmission shop. And they actually sanctioned me instead of sanctioning them for lying in court 3 times in front of 2 different judges. Anyway, my life has really been destroyed. It has been mutilated. You know, you can't change my attitude because, like I said in my previous video, if it's saved, I don't know if it saved it or not, but I said that if I was in control, absolute dictatorship control is what it would have to be. I don't want to. You can still keep your Congress and vote for your congressmen and senators and all that, but to create a new office, the office of monarchy. After all, you do have a parliamentarian office that listens to grievances. According to one of your amendments, the right to press and all that, and then it says, and the right to petition the government for grievances. And you know what? There is a parliamentarian office in Congress. I've sent grievances to them, and I never got answered. But I changed that office, and under that, above that office, would be my emperorship. My emperorship would be actual commander-in-chief of the armed forces as last decision to make any kind of decision that's going on, where any violence is concerned. And a parliament needs a monarch. So there is a place already for me. Half the office is created just through the parliamentarian office, which would be under an emperorship. And since I overthrew the country, my first executive order as emperor in October of 1996 was to keep intact the office of parliamentarian. Why? Because I was going to use that as my launching platform to institute the new guidelines, to answer all the grievances that have ever been sent to the United States, to put them in real context, and set up the priorities that are necessary in order for the things in this country to take shape. Of course, you know that I'm not dumb. I may rant and rave a lot, but I'm not going to make a decision all by myself. I'm going to, of course, take into consideration anything the scientists have to say, anything they have to contribute, the Brookings Institute, the people at RAND, MIT, Lawrence Livermore, any of the places that the government has scientists working for them. And I would make high offices low and low offices high, which means a scientist, for the first time in their lives, would be given center stage almost 24/7. Because I'd be willing to consult with them every day if necessary, although I'd like to say maybe every weekend. But I would treat them differently than what this government treats them. And I treat inventors the same way. And I would set our priorities in such a way to really do launch us in a direction that will give us a new shield, a real shield of compassion and being the true good guys. We're not the true good guys. Trust me. These people that are running things are not the true good guys. If they were, none of these videos would ever have been recorded. I would have been in power a long time ago. And the country right now would be, oh, I can just envision what this country would be like. So, I can't talk about any of this, because talking about it, these people that are in power will just steal the ideas. And I don't want to give them that. They don't deserve it. Because they're doing just as much. Look at all the damage they've done. It doesn't matter how fast you go in a car, or how great the technology is, and the GPS crap that's in your cars, and your cell phones, and your washing machines, and your this and that, and washing machines that use less water to wash your clothes. And you know, I had that idea when I made my 2-story house that would have saved water and electricity back when the Department of Commerce were trying to pick my brains in 1984. Or was it 85, somewhere in there. Or when I came up with the oil tanker and I put in the plans in. Actually, my twin did that under his name. The plans are in the patent office, where I applied them for my super tanker and the spherical oil barge and the spherical submarine. The attack vessel that I had created, that I showed the Russians during the Carter administration. And the day after I went into not the Soviet embassy at that time, the day I went in there, the embassy was bombed the next day to destroy the microfiche, the videotape, or the tape recording that was done while I was showing them my blueprints for all the stuff I had. But it doesn't surprise me that even the Soviet Union and Russia didn't jump on that plan and start making those type of vessels that would have stopped oil spills throughout the world forever. So, yeah, I'll be wandering the streets again, making a few phone calls, and I'm I am suffering from a lot of depression right now, situational depression. I think I'm almost to a point of just letting everything go. What's the use? I don't have any hopes anymore. They've taken my cars, my boats, my motorhomes. They destroyed my dreams, my goals. While these people, Caleb sits in a coma, I get nothing. They get $300,000. I get nothing. I get nothing to help me pull me out of this mess that your country put me in. Just like your country put Caleb in that coma and killed all the people. I don't know what more to say, other than I'm going to be busy the next few days trying to move more stuff, and I am real saddened at the fact that I'm going to have to put my stuff by the side of the curb out on the street, because no one will show up with a huge semi-truck or something and move me someplace else, because this place is killing me. I wish I could move to maybe Canada, where there's socialized medicine and they would accept me with open arms and help me repair my teeth before I have any more damage, physical, medical damage from the infections that are being caused by my teeth at the level of the quantum matrix. At the quantum level, that's where all illnesses start. And they haven't gotten down that far to be able to cure people. I have. I know how to cure a lot of people with the quantum matrix. But I don't have the equipment anymore. They stole all the equipment and destroyed it when they towed away my motorhomes, my cars, my boats. Even though the equipment was covered by a lot of, well, just unsightly stuff, junk, books, this and that, whatever, unrelated. But all that stuff was necessary later on when I was going to sort through it all and make it all neat and organized. But I had to hide all my most expensive equipment, and now all that's gone, including my notes. But I'm still alive. I can remember most of it, but, you know, it's... These people have to have their way. They're fanatical about it. They're worse than bratty kids. I want my way. No. You can't make him emperor. You can't make him president. No. He can't be anything. He's got to be destroyed. He's got to be brought down to his knees. You have to break that guy like a stallion so we can control him. Well, I'd rather die than be in a country where I'm being controlled, like I'm being controlled now. And that's what I'm doing. I'm dying. The illnesses I told you I have were spitting up. Oh, let's talk about illnesses for a minute. There was a guy on TV. They talk about Caleb first, being in the shooting, right? Get ready for this. They talk about a guy who they have in custody now, who was injecting himself and then injecting the patients he was working with in the hospital with HIV. Or no, HIV hepatitis. I'm not laughing at the people that were getting mistreated. They were victims, just like I am. But they put this on the television? I'm going, why not give Al-Qaeda a blueprint of what to do? Talk about stupid. See, the media is at fault. But they're at fault for censoring me because I hold a blueprint for stopping all that kind of gun violence. But I can't help but laugh at how ironic. I've made these 3 videos this morning, and you're all getting your just deserves. Because with that kind of publicity, there'll be other people who are just as pissed off that might just do that as well. But they might go even further. I mean, there's a book called 1,300 Pathogens that are worldwide. One of them is gas gangrene. Can you imagine if you were a lone wolf like James Holmes is, and you were quiet and very smart, and you started to make gas gangrene, and you drove around in a car belching it out of your air tanks, or went with a small tank into a shopping mall. A terrorist would just spread it like crazy, and all these people would die. Or go to a football game or baseball game or whatever and spread the gas gangrene there. All they have to do is fly a plane over the stadium and drop a few things that would blow up, and the gas would go everywhere. These are not new ideas. They had that similar idea in the movie Black September, where that the blimp goes into the stadium and is going to do all this bad stuff, you know. It's like unbelievable. Or filling balloons with dangerous, contagious germs and bacteria that would pass on to somebody that happened to find the balloon and touch it or whatever, and it's spread that way. Or they just walk into a grocery store and just do a little spray aerosol and psh, on the vegetables and stuff. They've been doing that kind of stuff since, like I said, one of my videos talks about it. Back during the 70s when they used to poison Tylenol bottles and all that. It's starting all over again. Or did the media, they've been watching my YouTubes, did they see my YouTubes talking about the Tylenol event? I was talking about, one of my videos like 2 or 3 days ago, I talk about this violence has gone back before Al-Qaeda. And I mentioned the poisoning the Tylenol bottles, and that's why everything has a security tab on it now. You know, if the tab has been messed with, don't buy this product. That started in the 70s. So could they have watched my thing and then looked through all of their media network and say, hey, here's this guy who was injecting people with blah, blah, blah with hepatitis. Why don't we put that? That's a news story. So they put that on the news, because they heard me talking about the things that go all the way back to the past. I've yet to see one media program that chronicles from the very beginning of poisoning stuff, intentionally poisoning medical things in drugstores and other ways of doing it, and then the Ebola stuff and the E. coli contaminations of the foods and all of the stuff, make a chronicle event one by one, and then measure the amount of non-violence that takes place in between the dates. I've done this. And you'll see a pattern, a fractal pattern. And from that, I've used my quantum generating systems, what I call my quantum matrix generators, to predict what I predicted with 9/11, 7 years before it happened. I made all of these predictions from doing that, taking all those violent events and prioritizing them and sequentially ordering them, and then measuring the amount of time of peace where there were no news articles of anything really bad happening on that level, all in different places. And little at a time I did this for more than 20 years. And that's how I know when things are going to happen. Another event is going to happen soon, by the way. And it's not because the Colorado event happened. It's because I know. I really do know how the quantum matrix works. And I am probably one of the only godsends that has ever been mistreated. I'm like Christ, being crucified over and over again. My property, my cars, my trucks, my boats, everything being taken from me. And them and the city of Los Angeles literally trapping me here while taking my stuff. I can leave now, but I don't have anything to build with. I don't have any supporters. I don't have any money. I don't have anything to... And I didn't need any supporters. By 2001, I had everything I needed to start building Shangri-La in Colorado, just south of Salida, off of Highway 17, near the Mishank Lakes. And it was done to me twice. Twice I was hit by this city and their crappy enforcement programs. So you think about that, people of the United States. You think about that real hard. You think about why no one wants to help me. At least no one with any money, because they're bought and paid for too. They're puppets of the New World Order, and they don't want to they don't want to bring attention to themselves, because the New World Order would attack them if anybody tried to help me.